So what are we doing again? The review. I'm sure you guys already seen this. I haven't yet. So who do we review first? I guess Ibuki first. So these are the new Fest, huh? Alright, so let's max out everything. Okay, so Fest. Special though, loves Urban. Are they riding together again? HP is above average. Like most specials are like 50 to 60, right? This is 77. Low attack though. Mediocre healing. Could be like 16, 17. So she's not a healer, she's a support. I'm guessing utility. Low defense as well, doesn't matter. EX skill costs 0. Immediately. 0, by the way. Designates up to 2 allied strikers as friends. Okay, so this is AoE. Able to receive effects of Ibuki, Swimsuit, EX, and Basic. Grants Ibuki seashells when consuming skill cost. Okay. Changes it to Doregai Kana. Which one is good, right? Because I can read hiragana. Doregai Kana. For the remainder of the battle, it immediately redraws the EX. Again with a redraw. Whenever a friend consumes skill cost. This is good because she's 0 cost. You can just apply it immediately. Grants Ibuki 3 seashells. Okay, a unique currency, unique charge. Upon gaining 12 seashells, so basically 4 EX on allies to get 12 seashells, they will become seashell flower. Okay. And Ibuki's swimsuit will no longer gain any more seashells. Okay, so this is kind of like New Year Kayoko, where you put a talisman, was it? Right? And then they gain Mystic Effectiveness, and then they gain crit rate afterwards. Kind of. Right? So with Kayoko, right? Amulet, not talisman. So you put an amulet on a character, and then when the sub-skill triggers, she buffs further. Right? Increase own attack, increase the Mystic Effectiveness further with the characters with amulet. Kind of. But this one, you have to cast her other EX skill to gain the buff, not a sub skill. Because with Kayoko, it's so hard to time this because it's based on 200 times a critical hit is landed by allies. Basically, Ibuki hyper buffs 2. Iroha also shares the same system. Okay. So this is much more efficient with 2 DPS setups, I guess. Increase the crit damage of friends by 60% for 28 seconds. That's long. For a 3 cost. So you're hyper buffing. So let's compare this to Aru. Aru dress is 3 cost. Hyper buffs 1 character, 83% for 30 seconds. So this one has higher efficiency. Because with 2 hyper carried DPS on the team, you are buffing 121%.4 in terms of sheer value. With Aru, 3 costs 83% only. This is 120 divided to 2. That's huge value, man. So you're upping the team's DPS in more ways than one. I mean, Aru is more like 1 DPS setup anyway. And then this one is katakana. I cannot read this. This is mo. This is u. This is kanji. I cannot read that. Okay, every 30 seconds after activating, what is this? That's the EX. The 0 cost. Grants an effect to each friend. Oh, okay. So you don't want to immediately... No, rather, you want to immediately cast this, right? Because it doesn't expire. So every 30 seconds, she's hyper buffing both. Wait, this is so fucking good though. Yeah, 2 DPS teams. This is so good because it doesn't expire, boys. I mean, sure, it's 0 cost, but for the rest of the fight, every 30 seconds, so twice a minute, she's buffing them constantly. For 20 seconds with a 10-second downtime, by the way. That is so good. Okay, tank, defense, dealer is further more crit damage. So, all in all, that's 75%. 75.6% crit damage. Wow. Supporter, this one doesn't matter much, I guess. Killer, sure. If both friends have the same role, Oh my god! No, that's broken. Sorry, this is fucking broken, man. You can't be serious about that. Double. If you have 2 DPS, both are attack type, you are buffing on the basic 30% on top of 60. That's 90% crit damage on 2 characters. What the fuck? Bro, 90% crit damage on 2 characters, by the way. Okay, man. Oh god. Okay, wait. Let's look at the UE40. If this is buff retention, this is bonkers. Wow! Buff retention even. So we're looking at 30 seconds here. Plus minus, right? 30 point something seconds. Jesus Christ, that's so fucking good. And now that we know there's a boss with a crab, Drambarka, that requires like 2 DPS setup. And then cost recovery, which is always nice. Wow, man, sure, okay. This is a bit of a nitpick. She's already good, the way she is. But there's no attack buff. There's no crit rate buff. There's no damage percentage buff. So there's still something missing. It's more like she's buffing crit damage when it comes to DPS, right? But that's so fucking good though. Especially on, again, 2 DPS setups. So I guess that's where Iroha comes in, foreshadowing. Let's see what Iroha does. Like, how broken is this duo gonna be? Striker though. I thought they were supposed to be both of them special, but okay. Explosive damage dealer. She's a handgun. She's in the middle, not in front at least, considering the range of a handgun, right? Iroha is broken. I mean, Ibuki is like borderline broken. Kind of. She's very good. I mean, broken in a sense with 2 DPS setups. But this one though, okay, let's see. HP is very low. Attack is low. That's a 7.5k. That's really low. I mean, sure, handgun, but still. No defense, basically. Low HP. So, a glass cannon. Okay, cost 4. Deals high multiplier, but very low base. This is... We're looking at UE60, by the way. Bond 50 on both. Tier 10. 7.5k only. That's very low. Guaranteed crit. Everyone loves guaranteed crit. To one enemy, single target, inflicts them with Suitcase. So it's a unique debuff. So basically this stacks whatever Suitcase does, stacks with anything else. Stores damage dealt by Iroha. Wait, what? Stores damage dealt by Iroha's Swimsuit's partner. And explodes for the stored damage when the duration expires. So this is like, kind of like Wakamo. A backloaded damage, or kind of like K, right? K and Wakamo, backloaded damage. So it stores the damage that you deal and then explodes after 10 seconds. K has this one. When the signal augmenter's duration ends, deals 281% damage to one enemy. It's like backloaded damage, right? Kind of. It's kind of similar. Example, Iroha deals 1 million, the Suitcase can store 1. Yeah, on the partner. Yeah, Wakamo is like her own attack. K is based on the allies, right? 10% of the damage dealt by allies other than K is dealt as backloaded damage. But this one is Iroha's partner. Okay, the Suitcase stores 1.5 times the damage. No, it's more. It's not 1:1, fan. So, if the partner deals 1 million damage, the Suitcase is gonna deal 1.5. It's higher. The damage dealt to the target by Iroha's partner when the duration expires or Iroha Swimsuit activates her EX. So when you activate this one again, the Suitcase explodes. For 15 seconds though, dealing an amount of damage equal... I think you should wait, right? You might want to wait before you cast another. I guess they did this not to use Rio with her. Because if you tend to use Rio, right? You use the EX, you hyper carry a DPS, use both EX in quick succession. For example, you use it on Swimsuit Mika, you use Swimsuit Mika, and then you use Swimsuit Mika again. But this one, if you use her EX the second time again without this exploding after 15 seconds, you're pretty much losing damage, right? Because you might want to wait for this to expire. So on the 16-second mark onwards, you might want to recast this again, right? When the duration expires, yeah, this damage is capped at 120% of. Oh, so there's a cap. So you still need high investment on Iroha then. So I guess they didn't want to make her that OP. It's still a lot of damage, but this is like the setup is she needs to do fair amount of damage as well. Because if she doesn't do damage, the suitcase doesn't do damage. Even if the partner does damage, right? Sub-translation. Oh, we'll look at it after this. Let me open that. This one, swimsuit. Okay, we'll read that later. A basic skill, O something, E, and then kanji again, Shimasune. Okay. Basic skill every 35 seconds. Increase the attack of self and Iroha's partner. So the partner is the one, this one, right? Oh, wait, no. So there's a... Oh, it doesn't say. Oh, the partner is on the sub. Hold on, let's read the sub skill first. This is Desuka. Increase attack. At the start of the battle, designates the striker ally with the highest crit damage. That is good. So you pretty much guarantee yourself a DPS partner with this. It's not random. Prioritizes dealer allies as well. Okay. And then every 35 seconds, buff self and hero swimsuit partner. I wonder if this stacks with other basic skill attack buffing units. Because I do understand that self buffers stacks with outside buffs. Like for example, Hare. Right? So Camp Hare buffs allies. Does it stack with this? Because you can consider this as a self buff, but it buffs allies too. It should maybe because it's considering a partner with it. Maybe that's the tag for the attack buff. I don't know. But yeah, this is good, man. So they're both designed for dual DPS lineup. This could be good in Fury of Set as well. She has blue armor, red, and then loves outdoors. I mean, she excels in urban, but still. Yeah, Ibuki as well. Yeah, this is red, man. I just remembered, what's her name? Kazusa, man. The Kazusa unique gear. Bro, Red Fury of Set, man. This one. This. Oh god, that's so fucking good. Imagine this with Iroha and Ibuki, man. Wow. Jesus. Self-buff does stack with applied buffs even if they're both basic. Yeah, but this is self-buff and ally buff. Yeah, I'm aware about the self-buff, but this one also buffs Iroha's partner. Will the partner get both buffs? Like for example with Hare. Will the partner get both buffs from Iroha and Hare, for example? I'm pretty sure like Iroha will get the attack buff on both herself and Hare, but what about the partner? Hopefully it does, right? I think so. Yeah, man. Let's see the UE40. Let me guess. Crit damage. Or crit... Well, no, she doesn't need crit rate. She has guaranteed crit. UE40 has to be attack percent? Oh, it's much better. It's red effectiveness. Wow. Okay. I guess, yeah, she benefits much more from it. Considering she guarantees the crit. Wow, man. It doesn't stack. Okay, so at least for Iroha, she will get the buff. But for the Iroha's partner, it doesn't. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, man. I mean, even if they're not this good, most of the players are gonna be pulling for them either way. Right? Because it's Fest. Right? It's double the rates, so it's much better. But then again, the moment they release both, it's gonna be the new system. So, as much as we or me talk shit about the new system, let's just hope everybody gets very lucky in their pulls. Okay? Yeah, Iroha's applied buff doesn't stack with another basics but herself only. Yeah, so I guess it's still good considering she buffs herself, although we're still missing 26% for the ally, right? So the second buff is gonna kick in. So Harikam, this one is 24%. So at least that one stacks with her, sure. Again, not with a partner. So Satsuki's sub has been retranslated. Did I misunderstood this before? That's why you pointed this out, fan. So this is Iterashai. So it's like, bye, have a great time, kind of thing. Okay. So I did. So sub, upon gaining 3 stacks of sunscreen, restores the HP of ally strikers of healing, grants them UV. I think I kinda remember this. Because the previous one, it only buffs herself. Right? The attack buff. You know what? Let me pull out my... Yeah, I kinda remember that. So back then, there's a period, I think, on here. This was a period. And this one now is a comma. Wait, let me pull out my YouTube video because just to compare, right? Satsuki is around here. So back then, when during our initial review, see, there's a period after the healing. Restores the HP of ally strikers, excluding self, of healing. And then period, and then grants UV protection to self and increase attack to self. Right? So at least we got a pretty good confirmation out of it. So now it says she became much better, bro. She became much better. So this is a healer that buffs allies on the freaking sub skill. Sure, it's only 19%, but still, it's good nonetheless. So in comparison to something like not Takane, or Idol Marie or Kokona, she doesn't provide discount on the cost, but instead, she's a lot more offensive-ish with the attack buff. Right? So, just use both. This is pretty darn good. I think, personally, I want both, Satsuki and Makoto, but I think I would prioritize, if you can only choose one, I would recommend Satsuki. Again, if you can only get one, because supports tend to have higher value if you are progressing through the game, right? Because you can always borrow a DPS for like a high investment DPS for like cheesing insane or something like that. Pretty darn good. Kurumi sub skill is the same. She buffs attack as well, right? Right. Once the shield lasted 5 seconds or more, increase the attack of all allies. This is much bigger and much longer. That's what she said. I mean, it's bigger because it's 33 and it's longer because it's 35 seconds. Well, Satsuki, I mean, this is not fair comparison because they have different roles. Because Satsuki is a healer and Kurumi is a tank, but still, both are good in their own ways. Satsuki EX and basic attack sunscreen. Every 30 seconds, she gains 1 stack. So in one rotation, in the first 30 seconds, she gains 2 sunscreens. Right? So 31 seconds, unless you use this again. We tend to, I mean, not rely on the healing. You don't much heal in rotation unless you are using like Idol Marie or Kokona just to get the discount much earlier, right? But this one, yeah. I guess if you want to get the attack buff early on, sure. We won't really use Satsuki on final restriction though. I don't think so. Like in Chokmonats, we use like Idol Marie. In Fear of Set, we use Kokona. In TV, we don't use any. I mean, at least I don't use any on-field healer. I tend to use Reisa or Shigure. Defense reduction. Yeah, every 30 seconds though. But it's still pretty long. Because when you think about it, right? 26 seconds. So that's a 4-second downtime. It's pretty darn good. Right? Like, you almost always have it. It's pretty easy to time your DPS with the defense shred from her basic. Yeah. This is pretty darn good, man. So yeah,